Nobody saw this coming. The Harris family just dropped an update so wild. It made the Kardashians look like they're running a yoga retreat. T.I. Tiny. And their empire of chaos have once again turned the internet into a courtroom. A therapy session and a reality show all rolled into one. Forget family hustle. This is family mayhem. The sequel. Social media's losing its mind. Fans are crying, laughing, and clutching their pearls like church mothers on Sunday. This update didn't just trend. It detonated. It's the kind of revelation that makes you question everything you thought you knew about perfect celebrity families. Because when the Harris household decides to speak, they don't whisper, they drop bombs that echo all over Hollywood. The story. It's emotional. It's scandalous. It's personal. And it's got that perfect blend of tears, betrayal, and receipts that YouTube lives for. From T.I.'s silent stare to Tiny's trembling voice to King Harris trying to act like he's unbothered. Well, clearly bothered, this is the update that shook fans to their core. So grab your popcorn, hide your phone notifications, and prepare for the emotional roller coaster that nobody saw coming. Because the Harris saga just went nuclear. The Harris family has always been hip-hop royalty, wrapped in Southern drama and sprinkled with just enough chaos to keep TMZ employed for life. T.I. built his empire from the trap to the throne rapper, actor, activist, and professional shade thrower. Tiny, the ride-or-die wife turned R&B matriarch who could out-sing you and out-argue you in the same breath. Together, they were supposed to be Atlanta's version of Jay-Z and Beyonce, minus the quiet elegance and plus a whole lot of you won't talk to me like that on live television. But lately, their family hustle has felt more like family struggle. And just when fans thought things had finally calmed down after King Harris's viral meltdowns, T.I.'s family decided to unleash. It's a major update that sent shockwaves through the internet. It started like every modern celebrity confession with a cryptic Instagram post. A single black and white photo of the family captioned, "Sometimes love means letting go." That's it. No explanation, no follow-up. Just enough mystery to send gossip blogs into cardiac arrest. Within minutes, hashtags like #HarrisUpdate and #PrayForTiny started trending. You know it's serious when the shade room pauses. It's regular chaos to ask, wait, what's going on with T.I. and Tiny? At first, fans thought it was another publicity stunt. Maybe a teaser for a docuseries. Or perhaps a new album rollout because, let's be real, rappers love dropping emotional bombs right before new music. But as more details leaked, things got darker, deeper, and disturbingly real. Apparently. This update wasn't about a breakup, a PR stunt, or a petty argument. It was about a family fracture, the kind that money, fame, and followers can't patch up. Word spread that T.I. and Tiny had been quietly dealing with a massive rift between King Harris and the rest of the family. And not the usual teenage rebellion kind. We're talking full-on rebellion of royal proportions. King allegedly moved out, refused family calls, and started airing grievances on live like it was a paid subscription show. Fans began piecing together clues like internet detectives on caffeine. A deleted story from Tiny showing an empty dining table. A fan sighting of T.I. alone at a restaurant, staring into space like a man whose Wi-Fi and family had disconnected at the same time. And then King, always the wild card, posted a clip saying, "Sometimes you gotta choose peace, even if it's away from your own blood." That was it. The Harris update wasn't just emotional, it was a public unraveling. The reaction online was instant and explosive. TikTok therapists came out of nowhere, analyzing every facial twitch from the Harris clan. YouTube commentators started dropping what really happened videos before anyone even confirmed what happened. And Twitter, a full-blown circus. Some fans sided with King, saying he was tired of living in his parents' shadow. Others defended T.I. and Tiny, claiming they'd done everything to keep the family together, and then came the leak. The moment that transformed confusion into pure digital chaos. A voice note allegedly from inside the family group chat surfaced. You can hear voices tense, emotional, raw, arguing about loyalty, fame, and betrayal. One voice sounding suspiciously like T.I. says, "Ain't nobody to groan for correction. If you can't respect this house, you built your own." Another responds, trembling, "Y'all care more about your image than your kids? Whether it was real or not didn't even matter anymore." The internet decided it was, and the narrative took off like a rocket. Suddenly, people weren't just fans, they were jurors, therapists, and pastors rolled into one. Everyone had a take. Everyone had a theory, the heartbreaking twist. Insiders claimed the major update was actually a family-issued statement, not about drama, but about distance. The Harrises reportedly announced that King would be living independently for a while to focus on his growth and mental health. A simple, mature statement, but in celebrity world, maturity is boring, so the internet added its own seasoning. Rumors twisted it into exile, punishment, or secret scandal. Because peace doesn't trend, pain does. Suddenly, every clip, every lyric, every side glance became evidence. When T.I. reposted a quote about discipline, people said it was shade. When Tiny liked a post about letting go with love, fans wrote essays decoding the hidden message. When Zonique, Tiny's daughter, posted a laughing emoji under a fan comment, blogs turned it into Zonique laughs at family drama. The whole thing spiraled faster than an Atlanta rumor at a hair salon. By the time official news outlets caught up, the internet had already decided this was a full-blown family fallout. And that's when emotions truly exploded. Longtime fans were devastated. Some compared it to watching your favorite shows cast fight behind the scenes. "We grew up watching them," one fan tweeted. "Seeing them fall apart feels personal." Others were more brutal. T.I. been talking about integrity for 20 years but can't keep his own house together. The internet has no chill. It never will. Meanwhile, inside the Harris circle, silence. No interviews, no statements, just a collective quiet that made things even worse. In the celebrity world, silence is gasoline on the gossip fire. The less they said, the more people speculated. Was it King's behavior? Was it T.I.'s parenting? Was Tiny finally done playing peacemaker? Every theory got wilder than the last. But the emotional gut punch came when fans noticed something. Subtle Tiny had archived nearly every family post from her Instagram. Gone were the smiling pictures, the vacations, the hustle gang love posts. Just like that, their picture-perfect timeline vanished. That's when people realized this wasn't a prank or promo, it was personal. And in typical internet fashion, sympathy turned into obsession. Commenters started digging into old interviews, connecting unrelated dots, and turning every quote into a prophecy. A 2019 clip of T.I. talking about family values resurfaced, with fans captioning it, "He was warning us," as if this was some hip-hop version of the Da Vinci Code. But here's the truth. Nobody saw this coming because nobody expected a family built on public unity to show private fracture. The Harrises had always been the poster family for "we may fight, but we love hard." Yet now, that love looked wounded, complicated, and painfully human. And that's what makes this update so explosive. It's not just another celebrity headline, it's a mirror into how fame can magnify every crack. Until it becomes a canyon. T.I. wasn't just facing rumors, he was facing the reality that the empire he built in public was shaking in private. Tiny wasn't just a wife, she was the glue slowly losing grip. A king? The heir to the chaos caught between growing up and blowing up. This wasn't a family announcement. It was a wake-up call, one the world wasn't ready to hear. The moment the Harris update hit the internet, it was like someone lit a match in a fireworks factory. Every gossip outlet, every podcast, every I don't gossip, but influencer went nuclear. Twitter became a group therapy session hosted by comedians. TikTok turned into a full-blown courtroom reenactment. And YouTube commentators treated it like the O.J. trial, with ring lights. But what really sent this saga into overdrive were the celebrity reactions. Because when the Harris family sneezes, the entire entertainment industry catches a cold dot, first up to 50 Cent. The king of petty himself couldn't resist sliding into the conversation. He reposted a clip of T.I. from an old interview, captioning it, "Told y'all these rappers be parenting like drill sergeants. Let that boy live." The internet exploded. Within hours, T.I. responded with a cryptic tweet. "Some men joke because they can't relate to real responsibility." Boom, shots fired. Shade delivered, headline secure. Then came Candy Burus, Tiny's longtime friend and occasional frenemy. Who jumped into the storm with her trademark Southern diplomacy? Families go through storms, but they still stand tall. Fans dissected it like it was a Da Vinci painting. Is she saying Tiny's holding it together? Or calling out T? Comment sections became war zones. Comment sections became war zones. Even Boosie Bottas chimed in because, of course he did. He went live on Instagram yelling, "If my son talked to me like that, he'd gone be talking through a wired jaw." The clip went viral within minutes, spawning reaction memes and think pieces about Southern parenting versus celebrity privilege. It was chaos, glorious, trending chaos. But the real heartbreak came from Tiny's response. She posted a photo, no caption, no hashtags, just a close-up of her holding a baby picture of King. No words, just emotion. The internet didn't need a translator. It needed tissues. Fans flooded her comments with prayers, broken heart emojis, and theories. "This woman raised a legend and lost her peace," one wrote. Another added, "It's always the mamas who feel it deepest." Meanwhile, King Harris was on his own live, acting like a mix between Tupac and a TikTok philosopher. "I ain't beefing with my family, I'm just growing," he said, pacing back and forth with his diamond chain flashing under neon lights. "But y'all gone, stop acting like I'm the problem when y'all the ones playing perfect." The quote went viral instantly. Screenshots, remixes. And King Harris speaks facts. TikToks flooded every For You page. Fans split into camps. Hashtag Team King versus hashtag Team T family. It got so deep that people started making fake leaked text messages to fuel the fire. One viral thread claimed Tiny texted a friend saying, "I can't hold this house together no more." Another exclusive source alleged T.I. told King he was cut off until he apologized, though no one could prove any of it. Still, in the digital era, proof is optional and drama is mandatory. And that's when the memes started rolling in. Someone photoshopped the family. Hustle cover into family shuffle. Another. Use that viral crying Jordan face on T.I. sitting in a studio. There were TikToks with captions like, "When your son goes live before the family meeting." Even Wendy Williams' old reaction GIFs made a comeback. The internet doesn't mourn, it memes. But beneath all the laughs, a darker conversation started brewing. Fans began asking, is fame destroying Black family dynamics? Commentators started comparing the Harris situation to the Smiths, Jada, Will, and their endless public oversharing. It's like Hollywood makes you allergic to privacy. One viral tweet said. Others brought up the Kardashians. At least the Harrises didn't monetize their trauma, yet. Every podcast suddenly became a moral debate. On The Breakfast Club, Charlemagne said T.I. raised his son like a man, but social media raised him like a celebrity. DJ Envy nodded like he was attending a sermon. Meanwhile, online psychologists began doing free therapy sessions breaking down generational trauma in hip-hop families. Everyone became an expert overnight. Then another twist, an alleged clip from a Harris family meeting surfaced online. In the audio, a voice that sounded like Tiny said, "We can't keep living for the camera." Another voice, presumably T.I., responded, "But the camera's all they care about now." Real or not, the internet treated it like gospel. It became the quote of the week. Even celebrities outside the music world started chiming in. Gabrielle Union tweeted, "When kids grow up on camera, the line between reality and performance disappears." It got over 500K likes in 2 hours. Lil Durk commented under a post with prayer hands and the words, "Family over fame." Fans went feral. Durk in the mix too. Meanwhile, T.I. tried to keep it cool, but his stoic silence only fueled the drama. He posted a black screen on his story with 3 words, "Still love mine." Just 3 words, and it trended for a full day. The internet acts like every celebrity syllable is scripture. And while social media dissected every breath they took, the emotional fallout inside the family reportedly got heavier. Sources claimed King and T.I. hadn't spoken face-to-face in weeks. Tiny was the bridge, trying to mediate between pride and pain. One insider described it perfectly. T.I. wants control. King wants freedom. Tiny wants peace. And all 3 can't coexist under one roof. That line became the headline everywhere. It wasn't just a family drama anymore. It was a generational war streamed in real time. The weirdest part? Some fans started romanticizing it. This is like a modern-day Greek tragedy. One user wrote on Reddit. Another said, if Netflix doesn't make a docuseries called The House of Harris, they're missing billions. And honestly, they weren't wrong. Because this story had everything: love, rebellion, fame, power, and the cruel spotlight of public opinion. It was no longer about who was right or wrong. It was about who could survive the internet. Even Carlisa Saffold, Blueface's infamous mom, chimed in during one of her chaotic lives, saying, "King, just like my son, can't tell these young ones nothing once they taste the fame." That comment alone sent Zeus Network fans storming the Harris comment sections with popcorn emo-JIS. By now, this wasn't just an update. It was a movement. Every platform had picked sides, every outlet was spinning the narrative, and every celebrity had something slick to say. The Harrises had gone from America's most relatable hip-hop family to the internet's favorite. Case study on how fame and family don't mix. And in the eye of that digital hurricane, you could feel it, the exhaustion, the heartbreak, the silence between posts. T.I. and Tiny built a brand on strength. But right now, strength looked like survival. Because in Hollywood, you can survive scandals, lawsuits, and even flopped albums. But a broken family? That's the one wound the internet doesn't let heal. By the time the dust started to settle, the Harris family's name had turned into a trending hashtag, a podcast topic, and a case study in how fame eats its own. Everyone had weighed in: celebrities, fans, strangers, even pastors preaching "thou shalt not overshare." But beneath all the viral noise, there was a quiet kind of heartbreak brewing. The kind that doesn't trend. The kind that sits in the silence after the camera cuts off for weeks. Fans waited for T.I. to go live or drop one of his philosophical, expediently speaking speeches. But the King of the South stayed silent. And that silence said everything. Behind the scenes, insiders claimed T.I. was trying to do what every father struggles to do: in private, mend fences with pride still in the room. Meanwhile, Tiny was doing what she's always done, holding it all together while holding back tears. Friends said she'd been staying off social media and focusing on her kids. Translation: she was the emotional firefighter in a house full of flames. Every photo she posted, every song lyric she liked, every quote about healing got turned into breaking news. The woman couldn't even post a picture of a candle without fans asking, "Is this about King?" Then came the turning point. A new family photo posted on T.I.'s page. It wasn't perfect. You could tell something was off. King wasn't in it. The caption read, "Family ain't always easy, but it's forever." That line hit like a sermon. Comments flooded in, some supportive, others savage. "Respect for being real," one user wrote. "But where's King?" another asked. The photo became a symbol, a reminder that love sometimes has empty seats. And then, finally, King broke his silence again. Not with anger this time, but reflection. On Instagram Live, he said, "People think I'm ungrateful or lost. I'm just trying to figure out who I am outside my last name." That single sentence changed the tone. For the first time, the internet stopped laughing and started listening. Maybe the Harris family wasn't falling apart. Maybe they were just doing what every family does, except with 1 million people watching still. Public empathy comes with a short attention span. Within a day, TikTok had turned King's quote into a remix over sad piano beats. while YouTube thumbnails screamed, "King Harris apologizes." The cycle of sympathy, speculation, and sarcasm began all over again. But something felt different this time. Fans weren't just gossiping, they were reflecting. One viral tweet said, "T.I.'s family drama shows how fame magnifies normal problems until they look like scandals." Another read, "We laugh at their pain because we forget they're human." For once, social media was being, dare we say, self-aware. Meanwhile, other celebrity families began subtly referencing the Harris situation. Will and Jada started trending again because, well, that's the law of the internet. Whenever one famous family breaks down, another gets compared. Fans drew parallels between King Harris and Jaden Smith, both young, rich, and fighting to define themselves under the blinding spotlight of legacy. Even reality TV producers reportedly started pitching shows inspired by famous families under pressure. One unnamed network executive allegedly called it the next Keeping Up with the Harrises, 'cause of course, Hollywood's answer to pain is always a pitch meeting. But what truly made this story iconic was how the Harris family began reclaiming their own narrative. Tiny dropped a snippet of a new song on her story, soft vocals, heartbreaking lyrics, and a message that felt personal. You can't fix a home if no one's home. It went viral overnight. Fans flooded her comments. "This the Tiny we needed." "Give this woman a Grammy for surviving public heartbreak." Then came T, finally breaking his silence in true T.I. fashion, poetic, stubborn, and unapologetically Southern. In a video titled "Real Talk, Family, Fame, and Forgiveness," he said, "Ain't no manual for this. I done faced bullets, betrayal, and beefs. But raising a man in a world that wants him broken, that's the hardest fight I ever had." The clip hit millions of views in hours. Even critics admitted that was Real. King reposted it with a simple caption, "I hear you." For words, no anger, no sarcasm, just peace. And just like that, the narrative shifted again. The internet, that had been laughing now, stood still. Maybe this wasn't a feud, maybe it was growth, played out in front of an audience that only wanted explosions. Of course. Social media didn't let the peace last long. Within hours, trolls started posting side-by-side photos with captions like "reunion" or "PR move," and family therapy sponsored by YouTube views. Because in the digital age, even forgiveness looks suspicious. But the Harrises didn't bite this time. No cryptic posts, no subtweets, just silence and small gestures. Tiny began re-uploading old family photos. T.I. posted motivational clips without captions. Zonique shared a photo of King and wrote, "Still family, always love." Slowly, piece by piece, the Harris empire seemed to find its footing again. Not perfect, not polished, but real. And fans noticed. "This is what healing looks like," one comment said. "Messy, loud, public, but real," another wrote. "They've been famous for decades and still fighting to stay human. Respect." It was poetic in a way. The same internet that tore them apart was now clapping for their comeback. And whether people loved or hated them, everyone agreed on one thing. The Harrises don't fake their drama. They live it out loud and somehow make you feel every second of it. But here's the deeper truth. What made this update go viral wasn't just celebrity gossip. It was relatability. Because behind the Bentleys, the Grammys, and the diamond chains, this was a family doing what every family does, trying, failing, forgiving, and repeating. Except their mistakes go viral. And their apologies become headlines. In a world obsessed with perfect images, the Harris family just reminded everyone that imperfection sells because it's real. So, while other families post filtered smiles, the Harrises showed the messy, emotional, unfiltered side of fame. And whether you love them or roll your eyes at them, one thing's certain, they just gave the internet the story that won't be forgotten anytime soon. Because in 2025, the new definition of royalty isn't who wears the crown, it's who survives the scandal. And that right there is why you never underestimate the Harris family. Just when the world writes them off, they spin the block with a plot twist no one saw coming. They cry in one post, clap back in the next, and drop a family photo that sends half the internet into therapy. You can say what you want about T.I., Tiny, and King, but they've mastered the art of turning pain into power and views. So before you scroll off pretending you didn't just binge this drama like a Netflix special, let's be real. You lived for every second. You gasped when the receipts dropped. You commented when the silence hit. And now you're sitting there thinking, dang, maybe my family ain't that bad after all. Congratulations. The Harrises just healed your generational trauma for free. If you've made it this far, you know what to do. Smash that like button like it owes you money. Drop your wildest theory in the comments. And hit that subscribe button before another celebrity meltdown breaks the internet. Because trust me, the next scandal's already cooking. And you don't want to miss it. Here at Expose Express, we don't just spill tea, we drown in it. We turn secrets into sagas, leaks into legends, and celebrities into our favorite telenovela characters. So stay tuned, stay messy, and keep your notifications on, because if the Harris family taught us anything, it's that 1 minute you're trending for love, and the next you're trending for lessons. This is Expose Express, where the truth ain't safe. The drama never sleeps, and the tea stays scalding hot, scalding hot.